What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another video. We are going to be reviewing my game week and opening, as you can see, some rewards as well. We have 5 rewards to open, which is actually more than I thought I was getting, which is always a good sign. So going through the game week now, obviously, as you would have seen over the last previous couple of videos, if you haven't, go to check them out. We have been discussing whether you should be playing the in-season versus the classic, whether it's better to be playing the cap game mode still, so on and so forth. What is best and what is the most lucrative way to obviously continue with the game of Sorare that we all love to play. So going through my lineups, I'll go through a quick review and then we will get into the reward opening. So starting off, Cap 220 was obviously just a throwaway team. Maxim Prevot hasn't been the starter for OHL for a while now, but Layson played. Paulo Diaz was, if you saw an old lineup video, I did actually put him into 240, and then it was linked that he might not play, so I was like, you know what, I'll chuck him into 220. If he plays and he does a good score, then cool, we've got a chance. And then we had the Portland Timbers guys playing. Mora's back from injury off the bench, and in 26 minutes got a goal, which was good to see. But this was kind of throwaway lineups. I've skipped through all my other throwaway lineups just because they're just there for XP grinding. Then one of the main lineups we put together was obviously the standard Liège stack. Sadly, as you can see, got pumped 5-1 to Ghent, which is not what you want to see. No big scores from the guys. 121 points off of a box. Almost 200 points off a reward. Awful game week. Then we have got Champion Classic Season, which was another one of those where this game week was tough with my stacks having just very, very difficult oppositions. They have Real Madrid away from home. Now, Unai Simon actually got rested. It was linked that he may be rested. He may not be rested. Didn't quite know what was going on here. Turns out he did get rested. They are playing in the Cup final on the weekend, which is most likely why he was rested, so that he will be starting that Cup final, which is why there was a lot of squad rotation. But I was like, you know what, let me put what I think is my strongest 5 in together. You never know, they may be able to get a result against Real Madrid. Obviously was not the case. Contender Classic, I think, surprisingly, I actually won a reward from this. So this is just a throwaway team. Like, Spahic had potential to actually play because Krau was, turns out, injured, but he didn't. Zimmer played, Chara played, Opoku didn't play, Sampriti. I shot 170 points, but I got a box from this, which is very surprising, and I'm very, very happy about that. Next up, obviously, Classic in-season, same thing again. It was, right, these are players that I've got, let's just chuck them in, see what we can do. Manuel Benson may play, Girona may rotate keeper, you never know, but just another throwaway. But surprisingly, Bennett Prados, in his new position now, playing in that CDM role, has come off 2 great games, and even another good game against Las Palmas. Like, playing in that CDM role, look, 70 minutes, 60 minutes against Real Madrid, shooting at 75 is crazy. So very happy, and he will be prioritised more moving forwards. Cap 270 was obviously spare players. Julian did play for Athletic Club. Actually, in a 2-0 defeat, shot a decent score. Alzante in a 5-1 shot a decent score, but nothing really interesting here. Then Challenger Classic Season Limited. We went with the stack of Portland Timbers and then the Red Bull Salzburg. 94 points off a box, 151 points off of a reward. Portland they started the year so well. 3 games played, playing very well, in a very good position. I think they were like 3rd in the league. But as we know with the MLS, when you play away from home, it's always challenging. They lost 3-2. Kripau, obviously, with that negative decisive. Gamal Miller obviously lost a lot of points, 12 points from defensive, conceding goals. Santiago Moreno, good from the attacking perspective, but lots of duels lost. Just a very poor game. Now, Lewis Morgan, obviously, they're one of the latest additions to the team. Played 90 minutes, shot 15 AA, and got a goal, which I'm very, very happy with. And Dante couldn't do what we needed from him in 63 minutes, but well off a reward here. Moving on, surprisingly, FC Kaiserslautern in a 3-1 loss. I think that I got a box from this as well, which I'm very happy about. Tomiak clearance off the line, Ritter and Redondo assisting Ritter. Alvedi obviously not doing very well, and Krau ended up being injured. And this was one of those game weeks where actually, looking at the game, the players' scores were actually much higher. Like, even if I had the keeper in, he shot in 10 points, it doesn't matter. But when we look, for over 60 minutes, we had clean sheet bonuses on my players, and it was literally within the space of 7 minutes, they conceded 3 goals, which was to be expected. They weren't expected to win the game, but had they not conceded those 3 goals, Tomek was on 100, Alvedi was on like a 50, even Ritter had slightly higher points. I was pretty close to actually being in the chance for a reward there, surprisingly. Then moving up, cap 240 was okay, not the best. 40 points off of the threshold. Evander with the goal and the assist, shooting a great score. Eric Miller couldn't do what we needed. Nick, in his first game back, obviously because Bolat was on a yellow card suspension, to be honest, against Century Den, did alright. You know, like he made 4 saves, not bad. Mratba played, did okay, shot 24 without getting a decisive. With 3 goals, you would have hoped he would have got a decisive in that game and shot more like 100. Like, I'm not far off, obviously, hitting that threshold and hitting the points. And same thing with Sorensen. They lost 3-2 in the end, and they were favourites to win this game, which is such a shame. And he just couldn't get in with the decisive action. But really, just needed 1 decisive action from these players in order to get where we needed to get to. Premier League in season, shot 303 points. The Brighton boys actually did really well. Danny Welbeck scored, but conceding 2 goals, made crazy amount of saves in this game. 42 points off a reward, but we won some coins. And then the best game of the week, which we're only 21 points off, which was absolute heartbreak, was obviously the Watford stack with Isaac Hayden in there as well. Very frustrating. Watford firstly played against Leeds and actually played really, really well. Ended up conceding in the 85th minute, which obviously lost some points for the players. But as you can see, Dennis with the goal. But also, because it was a double game week, we ended up playing West Bromwich Albion as well, which was more of a heartbreak because Watford were winning 2-0, 66 minutes in, winning 2-0. Backman had a clean sheet. Porteous was on like a 70 with a clean sheet. Obviously, Kayambe lost some points. Doesn't get a clean sheet bonus, but lost some points. And these scores were the ones that were taken into consideration. Like Kayambe had a higher score. Hoyt had a higher score. When we look, we're like, right, 21 points off of a reward. Had that clean sheet stayed, we're looking at a tier 4. We're looking at really good points there, which is a shame because Watford, to be honest, I'm happy with the results as a Watford fan. Like 2 draws against teams that are better than us in the league. Obviously, Leeds we played at home, West Brom playing away from home. But with how we played the game and with how you can see just same old Watford after the 70th minute, just a massive drop off in performance. It was just a bit of a heartbreak situation with that regards. But anyway, we do have 5 rewards to claim. We have got some coins for this game week. Sadly, no quote-unquote card rewards. But this is the benefit of these boxes. So we have, I don't think it says the boxes. No, obviously some boxes are different. Some are classic, some are light, some are premium. We've got 4 chances to win a card here. Chances are we're going to win just level ups. But this is the beauty of having the boxes. There's a chance. It's the same thing with rivals. You know you're most likely going to get tickets, but chances are you never know. You might open it up and guess what? You get a card. So let's get into it. Let's see what we can get. Starting off. Oh, I see. So it tells you the box. So we've got a limited basic box. Okay, so I guess I open them. So I know, okay, this is kind of the indication. So we've got 4 boxes. Standard box, light box, basic box, basic box. Okay. Now, how do we claim the boxes is the question. Apologies, guys. Here we go. Open now. We have boxes. Here we go. New screen animation. Okay, so it is similar to the rivals. Interesting. We have got level up, which, like I said, as expected. We then have got level up, to be expected. I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of bonuses on their cards from just winning boxes, which is always going to be the case. Last box of today. Can we get lucky being the 5%? Sadly not. So that is it for today. So as we can see, 4 level up limiteds, which I'll be putting on my cards. Not what we wanted, but an indication of how the game week went. Like I said, looking at game week, the highest score I shot was actually 345, which in some game weeks is enough for a reward, but in most game weeks it isn't. So I didn't expect anything, but that's the beauty of boxes. I'm sure some of you will get one box, you'll open it, you'll get a star, they'll be worth 50 quid, you'll be laughing. But that is going to be the video for today. Hope everyone got more lucky than I did in this game week. If you are new around here, then please drop a like on the video and subscribe, as it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you could drop me a follow on Twitter as well, if you want to stay up to date with my teams. And also, if you are new to Sorare, utilize the link in the description. When you sign up, you get some benefits, and I get some benefits. Once again, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.